and welcome back to our channel. In today's video we're on board this Merry Fisher 1095. Now these are proving to be very popular in the market. It's 3 cabins, yes 3 cabins, 600 horsepower on the back with outboards, great layout, and this boat has barely been used. So watch this full video for a full tour of this boat. Let's go. You've seen our intro and we're going to start on the exterior of this 1095. So we're out in Brixham Harbour. It's really rough out at sea today. We've got a big easterly running, so we can't go out to sea. We could, we'll get very wet. So we're going to do this in Brixham Harbour. So we've come off the mooring, and if you're familiar with this area, you've got Torquay over here, you've got Paignton, and then you've got some of the beaches over there. But enough of that, we're here to look at the boat. So as I mentioned, this has got the twin V6 300 horsepower Yamahas on the back. Now they're super quiet, as you'd expect with outboards. So I think what this boat gives you is a lot of modern features. So everybody now is talking about outboards, everybody likes outboards, and this is a really good example of something like that. Now here at the back you've got this rear seat on a roller system. So if I just pin that chute bolt up, it's going to have to be hard 100, I can actually pull that seat forward. If I just undo the other side's undone, I can actually bring that forward, and when you do that you can actually then tilt your outboards up. So you can't lift the outboards up with this seat in the extended position, but in the shortened position your engines can still lift up then. It gives you an idea here of how it all works. But I'm going to push this seat module back further. I mentioned in the intro this boat has had very little use, which is evident. You can really just tell this boat's seen very little use. You've got here this L-shaped seating group section. All of these seats were away in the cabin, so we put them out for the video shoot. There is a full cover which goes around here with drop down sides, which you'll see later on in the video is in one of the cabins still tucked up in a bag. Now if I spin the camera around, let's start looking at all the interesting bits. You've got the triple piece folding door going into the main saloon there. We'll go and look at that shortly, so keep watching. But first things first, let's walk up on the foredeck. So it's a slight asymmetrical layout. Now if you didn't watch it, lots of people did, our Swift Trawler video, very similar. So you've got more room on the starboard side. You've got teak decking underfoot. Now that's in really nice condition, as you can see. And I've got grab rails to hand. I've got a grab rail here. I've also got a side access gate, so if you're fueling you can open this little gate. But I've got lots of handrails and I've got teak all the way up here as well. And I really like these side access doors here onto the helm on the starboard side. But it's really easy to navigate around this boat. Up on the foredeck itself, keep talking about the teak, but the teak does extend all the way up here. You can see you've got these 2 tilting backrest sun lounges there as well. There is an infill which goes into this section, which I haven't put on for today's video, but I can assure you it has got it. Now these clips are always tricky one-handed. Bit of storage up here, so if you're mooring lines or your shore power cable you could probably just stick them in there. But a lovely place to relax, and with those tilting backrests they're really, really comfortable too. You see you've got your deck lights here letting lots of natural light into the cabin space. Again, this is a 3 cabin boat and we'll go and show you those cabins shortly, but that's what's underneath there. Windscreen, you can see here, large windscreen, so you've got a driving position down below and up top. You can see Captain Taylor up there, who's our regular skipper, who feature on the channel. Please do comment. He's up here skippering for us today, but twin engines, bow thruster is very straightforward. You can see you've got electric anchor windlass up here, decent sized anchor, and then you've got an anchor locker here with electric controls in there. Let's see, chain anchor, chain and line by the looks of it, and a decent sized cleats as well. Now you can still get down the port side. The access is a bit tighter than on starboard, so you'd always choose to navigate around the starboard side rather than port. I'm going to do that now, but just to prove that you can do it if you want to. Good non-slip all the way around here. But you can just see it's so much easier to get down the starboard side. And even the handrail today, flat calm seas, but it's nice to have the handrail there. We've got the Flybridge up here, so before we venture inside, let's go up the Flybridge. Now yes, it is a bit of a ladder to get up here, but the nice wide stair treads, and it's pretty easy to get up here. Now once you're up on the Flybridge, you've got even more seating space. So you can see you've got the sunbathing area here forward of the helm. Slightly small helm there for you, Mark, isn't it? But it still works, doesn't it? You're a big chap, but it still works. You've got your twin engine controls here. You've got a bow thruster control over here. We'll look at this in a bit more detail at the lower helm. You've got your zip weight there, and then you've also got autopilot system as well on here, which is, this boat has got so much gear on it. It really has. You've skipped this boat before, haven't you, Mark?
I have, yes.
Brought it around from Dartmouth?
Yeah, just took it from Brixton to Dartmouth a few times just for its annual service and anti-foul. Yeah, it drives nicely, it's quick, easy to handle.
Today,
yeah, it's a bit lumpy today, but no, she's a good boat.
Good, all right, thank you. So up here on the Flybridge again, you've got this sunbathing area here on the starboard side. Now this middle section actually lifts up as a backrest, so if I just tilt that up, that then becomes a seat. So as well as your helmsman seat up here, you've got this starboard side seating for two, a bit more sunbathing there. You might have spotted already the Garmin radar there. So like I said, this boat has got a huge amount of kit on it. Just looking down now onto the foredeck, you can see it's very full in the bow, so it carries a lot of beam forward in those cabins, giving you lots of space. Got a Garmin plotter up here, which we've got a bigger version of that down below. We'll go and look at that in a second. And we'll leave you to it, Mark, in peace.
Yeah, right.
Now, going down the ladder here. Now, you've got lots of handrails to get around. You don't have to drive it from up top. You can easily navigate this boat from down below, but it's nice to have that helm if you so wish. I mentioned the door earlier on. If I just show you this closing, you can see that you've got a triple piece there, so you don't have to have it all open. Today's beautiful weather, so we've got it all open, but you can actually have one piece open. Moving into the saloon itself, practicality continues, so you've got all of that outdoor space I've just shown you, and you've still got all this space inside. So you can see here we've got portside table, dining, lift up section to make it easier to navigate around. Got some sockets around as well, and even up here a little bit of storage. Now what do I like about this boat? It's quite clever here. You've got this seat here which allows you to dine, but if you're navigating down here, look at that, how easy it is. Quick hand movement, and all of a sudden you've then got a co-pilot seat down here. Bit of carbon fibre effect there on the dash, and more glass there letting light into the cabin space. Starboard side, as you come in, we've got fully equipped galley, got hot and cold water on board this boat. We've got a 2-burner gas hob under these composite lids here, which I imagine, as with other boats similar to this, have probably got a home somewhere. You've got a bin area in here. You've got all your main battery isolators there, but it's just a really interesting space. I really like these modern Jeanneaus and Benettos because I think they just give you so much practicality. Everything feels new, all feels very much up to date, and it's definitely a very interesting consideration for this size of boat. A bit more storage up here, and then you've got a gas oven here. The gas bottle, by the way, is just out here on the starboard side, so I didn't show you that. Got this little lift up lid, and then you've got a gas bottle in there. Some storage under the floor here, and I didn't mention you have got quite a significant storage space under that locker. To get to that, you just have to undo that bolt, which removes the stairs and then allows you access in there. We discussed the lower helm a second ago when we were at top, and you can see here the lower helm has got that slightly bigger Garmin screen. Now this boat's got AIS on board. I don't believe it's transmit, I believe it's just receive, but you can see here, being in Brixton, we've got all the commercial fishing boats. You've got the Yamaha touchscreen panel here, which gives you all of the data for the engines. I'll have a look at the hours in a second on that for you. In fact, and then you've got the Fusion radio up top, so we've just muted it for a minute, but you've got radio there, you've got some USB charging points, and an additional set of throttles here. Now, to activate station between top and bottom, you've got a button here that says station. So if Mark's in neutral up top, I can push that, and that will then activate these. You've got your bow thruster controller here. If I just put that on, probably scary Mark there, but that's your bow thruster. And then you can see here you've got your zip wake. I love this system, very clever. So it's automatic stabilisation. So unlike trim tabs on the older boats, this is a much more sort of modern day version. Here you've got some switch gear, you've got window wipers, wash, anchor winch. This is an on-off switch for your nav gear, lighting, water pump, all the things you'd expect there. But a nice helm, and as I mentioned earlier on, with that starboard side helm door, it's great being a captain. If you are driving down here, you've still got really easy access to there. Additional autopilot control up here, and then this is for your electric spotlight, and you can see your VHF up there. Loads to talk about, lots of kit on board. But as I keep talking about it, let's go down and have a look in the cabins. So I mentioned we've got 3 cabins. We've got this port side guest cabin here, which you can see there's the cover that I mentioned still in its bag. They're the infill pads for you can actually make the rear section into a sun pad if you want to, and that's what those cushions are. UK sockets here. Some nice sized portholes. Look at that view out there, looking out towards Brixham Harbour. Yeah, good access. I mentioned these glass panels earlier on. Yeah, that's covered up at the moment for privacy, but you could let lots of natural light into there. Moving slightly further forward, you've got a starboard cabin. Now, yes, this is slightly smaller than the port side one. However, you could sleep still two slightly smaller people in there. Children would be quite comfortable, or an adult would be a very comfortable place to be. In here as well, you've also got a fridge. So you can see here, you've got a fridge tucked in here. So clever additional use of space. Now, this boat's got lots of gear on board for additional time on board. If I show you, you've got two fridges. You've got that fridge and the fridge I just showed you. She's got the additional water tank. So she's got a larger water tank. She holds 800 litres of fuel, so she's going to give you a bit more range. This is the table for the aft cockpit. Just put that on the fore cabin there just so it doesn't get in the way. But you can see that forward master cabin is a really nice space. Got good head height. I can walk all the way into this cabin. And as I mentioned earlier on, you've got those deck lights there, letting all that natural light in. Beautiful to see that blue sky. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come over the summer. Those hull windows, which you'll have seen in the drone footage, letting lots of natural light into the cabin, and also offering great views. Lying in bed there, that would be a lovely view. You do still have an opening porthole there as well if you want to let some air in. And then you've got some locker storage there on that side. Now, from a heads perspective, there's only one head on board, but it's a good size. You've got a freshwater flush electric toilet here. You can see the controls for that are on the left. And then you've got a countertop mounted sink. Now, what's interesting for this size of boat is you do have a very clever shower. So you've got a completely separate shower. So often on a boat of this size, you'd have this being a wet room, but on this boat, you've got a proper glass screen for a shower. So yeah, very clever for that size of boat, or this size of boat. And with that hot water system, you can have a decent shower too. Under the floor here, we've got a bit more storage, and then you've got inspection hatches through to the bilge. You can see the seacocks there is turned off. You can just tell this boat's not been used. I think that's like a fresh water tank in there. Yeah, you can just tell there's been very little use of this boat. Like I say, we've set it up for today for the video. All the cushions are away. Sorry, I've lost my normal sunglasses, so well, misplaced. So I've got these very cool sun god ones on, but they've got these reflective lenses. But yeah, you'll see it's a very interesting boat. It's got lots of kit on it. If you wanted a boat with 3 cabins for family, you've got that on this. And I think for somebody, this is a very, very credible option. It's available in Brixham. We can help you with berthing, so that's not a problem. I think what we'll do now is we'll start to wrap this video up. As I said, there's lots of information to talk about. I'm going to jump up to the bow and sign this video off with a drone, so follow me. So hopefully you've enjoyed yet another video from our channel. I think you'll agree this is a very credible option if you're looking for a very new, modern boat that's got 3 cabins. This has got to be on your shortlist, it really does. This particular example has been priced right to sell. It's in great condition, so contact us now for more information. The details will have appeared on the screen during the video, or indeed look in the description below for a link to our website, and that will direct you that way. Great opportunity to say don't forget to subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up and a comment, and we appreciate you watching. See you again soon.